Why do I feel like the squirrel from Hoodwinked? Why do I have episode 3 before episode 2? Oh, there's a Battlefield 1. Why is my CPU temp already 96 degrees Celsius? Oh my god, this Radeon. Sorry, this AMD is kind of crazy. It's like, what other CPU runs at like highest temperature possible? Better get ISLC running. It's a really good CPU though. I mean, like, granted. I mean, pulling 105 watt TDP for what is essentially like a 3900 XT AMD. 12 cores, 24 threads. And it runs at 95. It's like it's base temperature. I freaked out because like it never actually pulled that sort of performance like when I first got it. But like there have been multiple like core unlocks and like BIOS upgrades and stuff in Windows that made it more efficient to run properly. Or maybe it's just my local system. But god, that runs hot. Man, I'm looking at the most recent series of video cards, like $2,000 for a video card that does like 5 times the performance of what I've currently got. That runs hot. Possibly like an upgrade. Like that might be something that I might consider. But like at the same time, it's like I still don't even have like VR, and Valve still have not released the second Valve Index 2. I'm kind of waiting for them to do that before I like commit to doing more. I mean, I got to spend a lot more money on like myself, like health wise and stuff, before I even consider doing that. It's taken me like, I won't get too much in my personal life, but having to move, it sucked up a lot of money, especially when I didn't need it at that particular time. So my CPU is running at what, 4,200 megahertz. I'm pulling 77 watt. You know, and like you look at the new video cards, like the 5090, and it's like pulling like, what is it, 500 watt or some bullshit like that. It's like my power bill would quadruple just to do something. Like they've increased the performance, but they haven't increased the efficiency. And that's the problem. I mean, as a single guy who basically rents a house by himself, one of the biggest drawbacks is, kind of like being able to afford to pay the bills. So like electricity, rent, all the lovely stuff. And that's another thing that's going to be a little bit interesting over the next couple of weeks, even the next couple of months, should I say. Finally managed to pay off the shit from moving, but at the same time, my power subsidy just ran out. I haven't paid a power bill for about 6 months. So basically, now I'm gonna have to start paying power bills again. They're gonna drop down my usage of like AC and everything like that. Which is kind of fun at my house because I've got 2 different inverter systems. I've got one in my bedroom and I've got one in the lounge room. And they don't use as much power as a portable, nowhere near as much. They do a very good damn job, but I'm gonna have to just start running like just the one in the bedroom and only sporadically, and get used to it being warm again. I mean, with the job that I've got, it's actually not too hard. Basically, I just got to suck up. Suck it up. Because like right now I'm doing fairly good. Work is good. Summer solstice passed about a month ago, so the days are starting to get shorter. Like where we are here, it's during the middle of summer. It's the day is 3.5 hours, 3 hours 45 minutes longer than it is when it's like dead winter solstice. It's been bloody hot now that I'm working a physical job again, but yeah, I've got buff. I'm just looking at my arms at the moment, all the fucking scratches and cuts on them, man. I'm starting to look like I flagellate myself. Anyway, okay, like fine. I've just been like rambling while I'm waiting for things to go. Considering no one's jumped in straight away, that's actually a good sign because it means that some obsessive people might possibly have from the people that I don't really want to know anyway have fucked off. That's great. That means basically I can just do my thing. One more day this week. Yeah. Why turn off aircon entirely? It hasn't been too bad this particular day, though the last week was really bad for like humidity and heat. In terms of the current conditions, I suppose it's okay. Like, let's check the current temperature in Brisbane. Oh, only 25 degrees. Surprisingly, my aircon control actually agrees with it for a change. But it's 85% humidity. But what I don't have, or 24 degrees. But what I don't have is I don't have the humidity inside because the aircon has sucked it up. So now that I've turned it off, it's probably going to stay at 25 degrees, but the humidity is going to start creeping in. That ain't too bad. Stock take coming up soon, couple of months away. In terms of work, tomorrow's going to be extremely busy, so I can't get too cut. In terms of work today, yeah, it was pretty good, pretty boring. And then a couple of fuck around things in the middle of the day, and then it's like, oh yeah, let's start getting ready for tomorrow because it's going to be super busy. Then basically pulled an extra run. I nearly got it finished. You got to be so careful with the stuff that we handle. I mean, like you make one single mistake and it costs like $2,000. So like, got to be kind of careful. But I've been getting better at working faster, and in terms of like handling and stuff like that, just like using different like rotating muscle groups and stuff so I don't fuck up one shoulder or the other. And I think I'm getting better at driving. I mean, like the type of forklifts that I'm driving, they're not really good to begin with. So, I mean, the sort of wake up call is if we got Toyotas instead of Crowns. I mean, yes, it'd be better, but at the same time, I mean, you can't, bake a cake without cracking a few eggs. So, I mean, yes, like there'd be less damage and like they're easier to drive and they're better for the operator. But at the same time, like work efficiency wise, we wouldn't really get more done. That's one thing that ground forklifts are kind of good for, is like they're kind of like wham bam, thank you man. Like they're rough and ready and you just like slap shit. And I'm really getting back in the speed of things of driving them. Like I'm getting pretty good at it. Like I'm racing with people. Like we got a casual who's pretty good. Like I think like in our current team, it's basically perfect, but I don't think our manager realizes that. No, our manager absolutely realizes. He knows that when casuals get sent home, like after 4 hours, they don't come back. So like there's always something to do in the warehouse, but like, you know, there's basically a fine line that you have to draw, like when there's absolutely fucking nothing to do. And that one extra casual is just basically making it so that everyone else is fucking bored shitless and having to do like make work. Yeah, that's really when the casual should be getting sent home. But at the same time, you don't want to do that because you need them there. Because like they're an extra staff member for when shit does get hectic. And like you need people with experience who know what they're doing and can actually do it properly. And yeah, I can really understand it because I used to be a casual. So like I know what it's like when basically your job is to follow instructions to the letter. You get told to do something, like you don't work for the company itself, so you have to rely on your instructions to be accurate. Whereas like basically when you're a casual, you can basically just say, okay, yeah, fuck, what do you want me to do? I'll do exactly what you tell me to do, and I'll do exactly what you tell me to do, but I won't do any more. You know, like that's the difference between full-time employees and casuals. And then you've also got the casuals who will work above and beyond, like 120% in order to get a full-time job. But if you transfer them into a full-time job, then if they're doing that, then when there's nothing, when there's not as much work that needs to get done, then everyone gets really shitty because you're doing make work. I mean, like there's always something to do until you've been doing something to do for like the last 5 days. I mean, like fuck. But this particular work shift today absolutely makes sense because we've got so much work to do tomorrow. So we blasted out a lot of stuff that we need to do tomorrow today. And tomorrow, hopefully, we don't rock up and there's like only 8 runs or 10 runs or something to do. We rock up and there's 15 runs to do. I get bored, you know. Not like I have ADD or anything like that. It's just that like I don't work well unless I'm working under pressure. Like if I can switch my brain off and just move from task to task, and I know exactly what I need to do and just grab it and go with it. You know, that's what I enjoy. Like when I'm driving forklifts. Like the more I have to jump off my forklift and go to someone and say, what should I do now? That pisses me off. You know, that's when I start thinking, no, maybe should be getting paid about 45 or 46 now, rather than what I'm getting paid at the moment. And I can actually find full-time permanent jobs paying that, so with my experience. But it's kind of a weird thing, because like people don't really know how much experience I have. So I'm just rolling with it. I'm pretending to be stupid at the moment, but like suggesting and mildly reinforcing and giving recommendations rather than saying this is what we should be doing right now. All right. I've almost got enough cool beverage into me. But people are confused. This is basically people have said it to me before. It's like, is this your fucking diary? I suppose it kind of is. I mean, it's one reason why I do it is because I have post-traumatic stress disorder, and it helps me. Um, it's like a sounding wall. In other words, if I can put my thoughts out on this and like basically expose myself to it, then basically I can run with it. If people object to it, then I have someone to talk to and someone to talk back to and someone who will talk. In all, it's actually a really good thing for my mental health. So that's the reason why I do it. I mean, basically, I'm medicated. I drink a lot, that's for sure. But basically, that's a side effect of, basically my condition. So I like being part of a team. I get a lot of work done. I'm pretty good at it. I mean, I suppose I'm like on the lower level of elite status when it comes to driving crown forklifts. I mean, I don't need a camera. I can fang around corners and I can get things up on 3 wheels. But to be honest, where I'm working at the moment, I haven't had to get my forklift up on 3 wheels, like 3 wheels. Like turn on a tight enough corner that my forklift picks a wheel up and I'm on 3 wheels rather than 4. Or on a 3-wheel forklift, I'm on 2 wheels rather than 3. And it's kind of good that way, but like the pressure and the amount of work that we get done, it's kind of mind-boggling. Like, the only reason that we get so much shit done and that we have such like a good status in what we do is because when we get given a job to do, we do it as fast and as efficiently and as correctly as possible. It's kind of like the military, like with hurry up and wait. Like you do it as fast and efficiently as possible. And then when there's nothing to do, it's like, what do we do now? But you still want to work as fast and efficiently as possible. But if, like, there's the side effect of that is that when you get to that stage, it's like, can I slow down now and just take my time? And no, it's not like that, because essentially when you're doing it, it's okay, so you've done that as fast and efficiently as possible. Now you've got this to do, and you need to do that as fast and efficiently as possible. You can't just slow down and take a break because you got your job done. Like that's the way that I view things as well. Like that's how I like to get shit done. But the thing is like when you do that, you inevitably run out of shit to do. I mean, basically, I'm calculating in my head. It's like, if I start pulling all this shit down and running it to where it's supposed to be, then I'm effectively doubling the amount of labor that goes into handling this particular object. When in reality, I really should be doing something other than this. But because there's nothing else to do, because we've got everything done so efficiently, we have to do this. But we have to do it as efficiently as possible, even though it's losing money. I'd rather we just like slow the fuck down. When all the work is done, it's like, okay, let's work on extra skills. Rather than doing something that doesn't need to be done and costs more money for the company to be done. It's like, learn new skills. Like, work on the IT systems. Learn how to like do stuff like on the computers rather than just being on a forklift, or like God forbid, jump on a phone. But like, yeah, in my current position, because I basically work night shift, it's not really, it's not like you can just jump on a phone. And that's where it comes down to the casual. In other words, they should be sent home because we're running out of shit to do. And I don't think our current boss realizes that. If they do, they've been told very firmly by our manager that don't send them home because then we'll have to get another casual. Which basically drives me nuts because I have an IQ over 180 and I'm fucking bored. Anyway, into the game. Basically, what I want to do at the moment is I want to take all the shit. I just want to like procedurally go through the entire fucking warehouse. I want to look at everything that's on a B level. And I want to... God, I'm actually going to do it. Like, now that I think about it. If tomorrow's not busy, I'm going to do it. I'm just going to go through every fucking B level and everything that's not where it should be. I'm just going to move it where it should fucking be. And move everything that shouldn't be where it should be out of where it shouldn't be into where it should be. And I understand that that increases, like, I don't know, like, with my pay rate. If I grab a pallet out of the rack and move it somewhere else, it probably takes like 3-4 minutes. Maybe 2-3 minutes. And like, that's going to cost the company, depending on my wage, a certain amount of dollars. That adds to the cost of the sale of that product whenever it does eventually get picked. But that's only because it wasn't put in the right place to begin with. And looking at what the performance standards and the accuracy of the people who are putting stuff away after it's received out of shipping containers or trucks to begin with into the right place, into the right pick faces. You know, there's a better way to do an inventory management system than just fucking put wherever it fits. It's, you know, you work on your min maxes, like, you understand how many things are going out of orders, there's adjustability. You might use 1 or 2 or 3 or 4 racks. At the moment, we've got like fucking 4 racks empty that aren't being utilized because no one puts anything there because it's not where it's supposed to be. It's like, yeah, I mean, but they're putting stuff in the pick face in the wrong location rather than filling up the locations that aren't being utilized. So, like, when you're picking something, like, say if you have to pick something, you know exactly where it's supposed to be. And you're supposed to pick, like a full pallet that weighs like 400 kilograms. And you drive there, and on the pick face level of the pre-wrap shit that's supposed to be able to, so that you can pick it and run it straight out to like a stack of 5 pallets to wrap a bit of wrap around the bottom of it so that you can put it on a goddamn truck and sell it. There's something that should have been 10 bays down above where it should be, like 10 bays down away from where it is. And they could have just taken that and put that around the corner in entire rack that's goddamn fucking empty. And these guys have been doing this for long enough that they know where shit goes. So maybe I should do that tomorrow. So like tomorrow when I do like replenishment, and they don't even have replenishment set up on the gun yet, like not working through an algorithm, which is where you actually set what part number is supposed to be in a location, and a computer algorithm determines when you move stuff into a pick face and move stuff down from a higher level to the pick face or to the ground. And basically doing it all in your head. I think it's kind of, no offense, but I think they're kind of dumb. I mean, I understand what they have to do and like the warehouse reaching capacity sort of stuff, but like you don't just go and chuck stuff in bulk because that's the easiest place to put it. You know, like when I was putting stuff away, like if I grabbed a pallet after it's been pulled out of a container and it's been wrapped and it's ready to put away in something that we're going to regularly send out to a customer as a full pallet, and I, as a picker, just pull that out of the rack, pull it down, put a wrap around it. Then basically what I would do is drive to the location where I know those are, look at the pick face above the ground level. Oh, pre-wrapped, yep, grab it, wrap. You know, and if I was a put-away person, what I would do is if I went to that location, now if I looked at where it's supposed to go, and there was something that was not supposed to be there, I would put down the pallet that I'm putting away. I would scan the pallet that is in the location where it shouldn't be. I would take that pallet, I'll fucking take it over to somewhere where it should be, put it where it should be, then grab the pallet that I was putting away and put it where it should be. Fucking laziness. Now, I've been through this fucking ringer before, and people should not just assume that I'm calling people stupid. I understand the pressures that our people are under, especially with the workforce that we have, to get stuff done and get it done right, and get it done as fast as possible and as efficiently as possible. It's like when you're emptying out containers, that shit has to go somewhere, otherwise it remains on the floor. Well, basically what happens is you have a bit of a snowball effect. People are putting shit in the wrong fucking place, especially on pick faces, and they're not moving stuff on the above the pick face, higher levels, 6 meters, 8 meters, 10 meters. They're not moving that stuff to where it should be. Then what you end up with is a constant cycle of shit being in the wrong place, because people will pick the stuff that's where it should be, and when that exhausts itself, the stuff that shouldn't be there is still there. And not only that, but no one would grab that stuff and take it to where it should be. And when people pick stuff, they will look for the closest possible thing. So if it's something that is where it should not be, they will not pick it, because they will pick something which is where it should be. Which means that you have ghost pallets that sit there in the racks for months before someone with half a fucking brain moves it to where it should be, or has been angered enough looking at it over and over again that they remember it when they fucking get an order. It's like, I'm gonna get rid of that fucking pallet now because I'm pissed off. I love working night shift. Night shift for win. I do so much shit that people don't fucking realize I do. And as I said, like, there's no recriminations. Like, it's not, no one's stupid. It's just that they don't, no, they're not really as smart as I am. I know exactly what I'm doing. And I've been doing it for a very long time, which makes it very fun when people think that I assume that I don't know what I'm doing. It's basically I just play dumb. I mean, I have a full-time job. Sue me. I mean, fuck. If you're not going to do your job fucking properly, I'm not going to tell you how to do it. I'm going to sit there and laugh as you do it the wrong way. Doesn't inconvenience me because I know exactly what you're doing. It just makes you look bad. But anyway, back in a sec. That said, I like my supervisor. Basically, when I started doing the role that I'm doing, our manager was our supervisor for a while. And not only that, but like basically one of our dispatch coordinators was our supervisor for a while, which is great because I kind of got used to like what we're doing. And like, God, it's pretty fucking difficult for us to do what we do, the staff levels that we have, and keep it kosher. But yeah, as I said, I like our current supervisor. He's on the level, a bit younger. I don't mind working for someone who's younger than me. I mean, luck is luck, isn't it? I mean, I would have been doing the same shit if I ever got given the opportunity, but at the end of the day, I get good money. So I'm not really complaining. And, like, I don't mind training up myself to work with a new supervisor. And basically, the mission objective is for us to make the transition for our new supervisor as easy as possible so that they can learn. And the trick is teaching someone without making it too obvious that you're teaching them. And especially for me, because I'm so experienced, is doing that without making it obvious to the other people that you work with just how much more experienced that you are than them. Some of the fucking shit that I've fucking dealt with over the past couple of months, man. Like when I get it, I'm like, fuck it, annual leave. I'm taking a day off. Go suck it. Yeah, because I can. Because I've got that experience. And I've got that skill. And in terms of like how much effort that I'm willing to put in, like most of the people that I'm working with have been there long enough that they don't really care anymore. I still care. You know, I want to make things as easy as possible. I want to make the big bucks. I want to make our money. I want to make our company make more money. You know? I know exactly how we can do it. Know all the things, but at the same time, that's above my pay grade. And, yeah, I got great respect for, like, one person that I work with. 2 people that I work with. 3 people that I work with. 4 people that I work with. I got absolutely great respect for them. What I don't get into is all the politics. Basically, when I look at the politics of things that are going down, I already know why I get treated like shit by a couple of people. Like, why they think that I need to be told how to do things right. It's like, if I do something slightly off right, it's like, why are you doing this? You should be doing it like that. And I'm just like, I'll throw like a random bullshit reason at them. But like, I know the reason why I'm doing it. It's to increase efficiency. Like to make it so that we're not sending more than one truck to the same customer and paying for more than one freight rep. Or like, basically making it harder to actually exercise the business's ability to get shit out to people. And like, sometimes it might mean that I look a little bit slower or I do things a little bit slower. But the reason I do it like that is because when I do it like that, things are always good. There's no fuck ups. You know? Like, I've been around this shit for fucking over 20 years, man. I know exactly what I'm fucking doing. And when it comes to people like that, I know exactly what they're fucking doing. And like, I already understand, like, when people like get moved up internally inside a business into like a new position of like seniority, the first thing they do is try and swing their dick around. But that's exactly why whenever you need new supervisor or a new manager, you don't hire internally. You don't promote your best workers because you need them in that slot doing their job. You promote people who are outside the business because then there's no hate, there's no like bad feelings between people. And you don't have people running off on an ego show, which is exactly why the fuck I got into the afternoon shift or night shift. I mean, fucking hell, man. The amount of times I've wanted to fucking deck some fucking cunt. Yeah, the difference is like, I'm in control of my emotions, and I'm in control of my actions. I know my rights. I know my pay rate. I know my pay grade. I also know what I can get done in an hour. I don't need to be told how much I can get done in an hour. I don't need to sit there and listen to someone tell me, "Oh, you're taking too long to get this stuff done. I told you to get that done with the expectations that you're going to get this other stuff done." I always work at one speed. I don't work at multiple speeds. I don't work faster when I'm in the crunch. I work at one fucking speed. When there's nothing to be done, when the business is slow, I still work fast. When we're absolutely swamped, I still work fast. I do not work turbo fast, because that's when you make mistakes. I work at one fucking speed. I'm consistent. That's all I do. I'm consistent. That's all you want. And when people start telling me to do fucking shit different, well, I mean, I've got annual leave. I've got sick leave. I know what I'm doing. Do shit the right way. You should look at your fucking self before you start fucking accusing me of doing shit the wrong way. Nanny? I mean, at the end of the day, I'm nearly 40. I'm not going to fucking damage my body. I'm not going to work harder than I need to. Like, I'll give 120% to everything, but like, at the end of the day, man, I get the job done. At the end of the day, the job is done. If you work harder because I'm working at my rate, that's on you. You don't need to. It's called overtime. You make mistakes while you're doing it, that will show up. People start saying, "Oh, this order was mixed with that. And it was checked off. It was checked off wrong. It was picked wrong." Just fucking do it right the first time. Take the time to do it right the first time. If the load is more than like what is going to go into a truck and that's the order that you've been given, fuck it. You know? I don't need to fucking sit there listening to some scrub telling me that, oh, you could do it faster if you did it this way. I mean, like, yeah, but I can fit it in the truck if I do it this fucking way. Know exactly how many fucking pallets it is. If it's not going to fit in the truck, I don't give a fuck. I'll do it your way, but if it's going to fit in the truck, if I do it my way, I'm going to do it my way. Because that saves the company $500 fucking dollars. I'm not going to fucking injure myself doing it either. If there's one thing that I could say, there could be an improvement. Like, I mean, like considering I work for a Japanese company, like, think about the concept of Kaizen. Basically, the one thing that I think that could be improved is that every carton needs to be measured in terms of like XYZ coordinates. How long it is it? How wide is it? How high is it? And then someone needs to write an algorithm. And these algorithms exist. I mean, I could fucking write one. But I don't get paid enough to write one for you. Unless you pay me extra. I could write it for you. Basically, just determine, like, when you have a sales order that comes through, and you have like a truckload run. And I don't want to shoot myself in the foot here because our dispatch coordinator is really fucking good. And the company that we have doing our freight is really fucking good. And they know what they're doing. Like, it might go a couple of pallets over a truck occasionally and they have to send out a second truck. But they know when they have to do that. The difference is that when you're picking shit and you're actually packing stuff, you should be trying to minimize the space as much as possible. It's like, if you can take a pallet that's supposed to be like 180 centimeters high, and you can make it 230 centimeters high, and load it in a truck, no fucking problem, you should. You know? Take that little bit of extra time to work out exactly how it's supposed to work. And when the KPIs come down to it, it's like, one of the biggest problems is you want to get the actual order completed as fast as possible. So when you scan into it, and you scan your products, like, you want to get as much as possible, like with all the right locations and everything like that when you're scanning the product barcode or whatever. You want to get that slapped on that pallet as fast as possible. Now the KPI is actually kind of interesting because it starts when you scan into it. So, like, say if you have like 10 orders that have like one part number, one line per order. That will be 3 pallets plus 1. Maybe. Yeah. Like if you're talking about the big bulky stuff anyway. Now, at the moment, like, the KPI is kind of determined, but like when you scan into the order and complete the first line, second line, third line, you've got like 3 orders that have got like 3 lines. That's like 9 lines. Yeah. As long as you scan into it, you grab the couple of things that are in locations that you know exactly where the location is. So like, the location won't change. And like, you keep a memory note. It's like, okay, yeah, I know that there's only one location for that. And when you actually scan into it and like print off a label to stick onto your part after it's been palletized, it'll autofill the location. Can you see where the abuse comes in? To making yourself look good. What the KPI should be is if you have a run, you got a dispatch coordinator who's looking at the orders that they've given you, and they work out beforehand how many pallets it's supposed to be. So, how do you work out how many pallets it's supposed to be? You measure the distance, the XYZ coordinates of every carton that's supposed to be on that pallet. Then you run it through an algorithm. It says, okay, this is supposed to have this, 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 and this, and that's a full pallet. And then the algorithm will tell you exactly how many pick faces you need to go to, how many picks you need to make a full pallet, full size, and then it tells you to grab the next thing. Instead, we're still using paper. I could write an AI algorithm. Not even using AI, I mean, I could just fucking write one. We don't have that many SKUs. We only have like fucking 2,000 SKUs. For the coordinates, like how big every single object is. And I could write an algorithm that tells you to pick this, pick this, pick this, pick this, pick this, pick this. Palette. Full. And then when it comes to like your KPI, how long it takes you to go to each of those individual locations, check each of those individual products, make sure they're right, put them on the pallet, provide reinforcement wrapping before you move it to a wrapping machine. I could write an algorithm that could tell you exactly how much time it should take to do certain things. If certain things are on different sides of the fucking warehouse, then so be it. I could tell the algorithm that it takes 2 minutes to drive from here to here, or that your pallet needs to be put down on the ground, have a wrap around it. I could write a fucking algorithm that could tell people how to do their job, and they would just have to sit there and follow instruction over a headset. For the company that I'm working for, this is billions. But to be honest, I'm really happy that we get given the good grace to be able to make those decisions for ourselves of how to do it. Yeah. And like one of the funny things is like when people come up to you and tell you to do it a certain way. You're like, dude, I know this is going to work. I don't need you coming up to me telling me to do it this way when I know I don't need to do it that way. I'm a fucking lot smarter than they are. Anyway. Arigatou gozaimasu. The fastest way often isn't the best way. That's all I gotta say. And like, as I said, like I could write an algorithm that just tells you, like, rather than getting shoved individual pieces of paper, you just get a gun. And you go, beep. Okay. So we got all these different customers. And all of these different orders under this one customer. This is the first customer that we have to pick. Boop. Scan into the customer. You need to pick 3.5 pallets. Okay. Yep. Where do I go for the first one? Don't even need to think. Just look at the gun. Follow the gun. Instead, we are like ninja. We know exactly how to play Tetris. Like, basically, it's honestly funny because, like, when I go to pick a truck run or something like that, I'll grab all the hardest shit first. Or the biggest shit. Either or. Biggest shit or hardest shit. And I'll have like 1 or 2 pallets done to go for morning tea. And they've got like 5 pallets picked or whatever. And they've got, like, I've got 2. And then, when I come back from morning tea, bang, I've got like 7 pallets picked, they got 5 pallets picked. It's because I use my fucking brain. And in terms of like combining orders, it's like, I understand how the actual system, like, might, in terms of like, when sales actually put through a sales order, how it might be linked to like a certain sales ID, and then, like, with tax and stuff, and they do it before like the tax period and everything like that, and when it comes down to it, if like you've got 10 different fucking sales orders for one business, one address, and they are single line orders, that is completely different from when you got one sales order for a business that's got 15 fucking lines on it. I mean, numero uno? Like, can't you just, like, take the sales order and combine it into a pick order where it actually includes all 15 or whatever those single fucking line orders into the one goddamn order when someone picks it, and they don't even need a piece of paper? Yes, you can. I know you can. I could program it. I could fucking write that up in C++ faster than you could come on your Grammy. But anyway. But then again, we don't want people to know these things. We don't want people to know how smart we are. And basically, I'm all for that. Like, I understand that. Like, I really respect it. Once you're in with a Japanese company, you're in it. You're in it for life. And even when it goes outside the Australian borders, like the Japanese borders, like to say like Australia or something like that, like working for a Japanese company comes with certain benefits. It means that once you work for a Japanese company, you're with them for life. As long as you don't fuck up and do something too fucking stupid, you can't lose your job. And like when it comes down to it, I mean, like for someone who's getting older, especially like me, it's actually really fucking good. I just wish that they'd adopt a more proactive thought process to, like, making the work easier for the actual workers. Because, like, I mean, it's great if we have nothing, like, if we can get stuff done that makes us look really good on stats. But, like, at the end of the day, they should actually, like, even if the work runs out, especially with the type of company that it is, then they should essentially... Okay, so you've basically achieved the impossible. Efficiency is record high. Now, we need to actually start and think about how we're going to expand the business. Which is kind of good for me because, like, frankly, I'm an ex-telecommunications engineer. And I know a thing or two about aircon. I worked for a company that sold fridges and aircons to people on boats, running off 12 volt and 24 volt. And running off, like, 2 volt battery banks that were, like, fucking 2000 ampere and shit. But at the same time, I don't mind driving forklifts. As long as I keep on getting the wage that I'm getting right now, I'm fucking happy. It's like what was that movie? The one with Tom Cruise in it? It's like where he, like, wrote the report and it's like they sacked half the people because they realized how much easier it was. That's a good thing about Japanese companies. They don't do that. It's like if you come up with that idea, it's like essentially you get a pension. And one further thing that I'd like to add, because I know that this video will get watched, especially after what I did with Fisher and Paykel, is that basically there's no hard feelings between anyone. Like when it comes down to like the basically the things that I'm spitting down. I mean, I did that first round of like efficiency increases by just basically doing it as a casual. And basically I knew I was being sacrificed in terms of like my boss was telling me, okay, go nuts. You identify every single problem. We'll get rid of that and we'll improve our business practices. And that's exactly what I did. I didn't make any friends doing it. But I was doing that as a casual. That was basically as like a more or less a like a one-term contract thing. But what I'm doing now is that I've decided that I'm going to work for a particular company for the next 10 years. So I'm doing exactly the same thing, but I am keeping in mind the political and the, shall we say, the kosher interpretations of what I'm saying, as opposed to just like going fucking hardball on it. I know exactly how we can increase our efficiency. I know how we can increase it by 20% minimum. Probably 35%. And considering how we're using our staff numbers at the moment, there's a lot of stuff that I can't say, especially in the stream, because I know exactly how it can be done, but like to say it straight out would basically involve probably lawsuits. Essentially, I'm kind of like a shadow manager. That's kind of what I've always done. like when I've been working for people, I've been involved in implementations of new software programs, new complete systems. I've hung around and clung onto it as long as possible, milking it for as much as possible. And when it comes to like the everyday work sort of thing, like I'm kind of like that guy who basically sits there, doesn't really say that much, except for that they're like analyzing everything that goes on. And I rant about it a little bit in my videos and try not to offend people, because like people have worked their whole lives to do this stuff. But like I know that it can be done better. And I know how it can be done better. So like I try not to like make it so that people lose their jobs and stuff unless it's absolutely necessary. I mean, like in my current workplace, I can't think of a single person that I want to get sacked. In previous workplaces, fuck yeah, I knew people who wanted to get sacked. So, I mean, kind of got it made. Just wish I got paid a little bit more. I mean, I could probably use about an extra 10k a year. Especially with where I am now, but if I manage to get someone to move into my house and pay rent for the tiny bedroom that I have available, then, you know, I might be saving about 20, 30k a year. And, you know, I might be able to actually retire before I'm 50. But fuck. At the moment, basically, I'm just trying not to make a horrible mistake and, you know, drive people the wrong way or make mistakes in my work ethic or, like, fuck up, basically. I mean, like, there's little things. Like, sometimes you might, like, forget to grab something. Or you might, you know, like, there might be an instruction, but, like, yeah, like, you just got to sit down and your supervisor. It's like, oh, yeah, there was instructions on this bit of paper that you're supposed to do this certain thing. And it's like, hey, Bob, why didn't you get a highlighter and, like, fucking circle the thing and, like, paint that fucking instruction? You know? Just makes it easier for everyone. Like, you got to understand the sort of people that you're working with. Like, if you're working with people who are just, like, fucking, like, full on all the time, like, physically, mentally, and, like, making goals. Like, where I work is basically the highest performing fucking warehouse of my multinational company and the entire fucking planet. You know, like, it's like, hey boss, you know, like, just, you know, just make it a little bit more obvious exactly what you want to get done. And when it comes down to it, like, they can do that. And when it comes down to the systems that we're using to get stuff, you know, basically, like, put on transport and given to our customers, it's like working on different, like, sort of, like, strategic aspects to stop things from getting damaged before they get to the actual customer. Yeah, like, reduce warranties and fucking recalls and shit like that. Yeah, that's my skill. That's where my big brain is, essentially. Like, I might not be as fast a picker as, like, the odd Maori who's, like, picking a fucking pallet of shit. But, like, at the same time, I can sit there and look at it, like, if I get, like, something like it, this doesn't look right. You know, I'll go straight to my boss with that, my manager or whatever, and I'll be like, boss. Yeah, and, like, those are the sort of people that you want. And that's the sort of people that we have. So we can proceed. Long-term plans, man. Plans within plans within plans. Anyway, I'm going to wrap another beer. I have got drunk enough. I've been talking about work enough. I haven't even named where I work. Apart from that it's a big Japanese company. No one's talking to me either. You know, that's perfectly fine. Look in another life. I have my cat. My cat's, like, sitting off on my bed. Like, about 5 feet away from me. Had an interesting dream the other day. I was lying down in bed, like going through my dreams and stuff like that, because I have PTSD and everything. And like, often involves a lot of combat. I was kicking someone, and I woke up, like, my consciousness like reached like the peak stage for like waking up at exactly the wrong fucking moment. I put my foot into the wall next to my bed, and oh my god, my goddamn toe! Oh, like I put my fucking toe into the fucking wall, and oh god, like I basically after I did it, like after like because I was waking up and I could still remember the dream and everything. But I put my toe into the wall, and I'm like sitting there, don't scream, don't scream, don't scream. Doesn't hurt that much. Doesn't hurt. It's okay. It's fine. Doesn't hurt. You haven't just cut your entire fucking toe open by kicking a ball. Calm down. It's like dull ache, down to a whisper. No hurt. Open my eyes and I'm like, I need to move my bed away from the wall. Like, when I go to sleep, my feet should be nowhere near a wall. I mean, I didn't mind if I punch a wall, but my toes... Fuck. I nearly screamed. That was painful. Ugh, fucking hell. Like, it was because, like, kicking some dude in the head. Like, because of, like, flying and shit. And, like, basically, like, as my dream, like, cut off, I'm like, fuck you, kick. Wake up. And, like, straight up my foot connecting with a wall. I'm like... Can I please have, like, a gel bed, please? Like, that's just, like, completely enclosed, like a cocoon. So that when I have nightmares, or when I have, like, fucking combat dreams, I'm not kicking walls. Because that fucking hurt. Enjoying a Heineken. Oh. It's funny the way I fed. It's like 1 o'clock in the morning now. Finished work. Like 9. The first thing I did when I got home was I actually made food. But like I don't need to eat it. I'm just like making food. Like going through the motions. It's really weird. Put my vape on charge. I got like myself some nicotine. Expect to be thin, they say. So basically, I made myself some decent food. It's like sitting there, just basically waiting for me to eat it. But I'm not hungry. So basically, what I'll do is leave it where it is, and like when I wake up, because I've discovered that It actually is kind of good if I have food before I work. After I work, it doesn't really matter so much because I'm drinking. But like before work, I need food. And obviously you don't want to drink before you go to work. And that's one thing about working in a warehouse environment. You're working with people who like nose beers and can talk about that sort of shit with other people. It's like, what the fuck are you on? Like, I'm just like sitting there twiddling my thumbs with workmates talking about nose beers. I'm like, dude, our company needs a drug test policy. Like I'm saying, like they're just thinking there, like I know how good a worker you are, but fuck, can't our company randomly drug test people? Lose like half the staff and we get all the winners. You know, that's how I feel sometimes. And working for a Japanese company, I feel like that's certainly something that they can achieve. Yeah. Good. Got back down to a base state. Don't like fucking droggos. Funny thing is, the joke's on them because they think I'm an alcoholic. It's like, yeah, you try PTSD and being a genius.
Regarde Idrissa. Nous sommes des rois.
See, the funny thing is, people told me to be wary about are the best soldiers that we have for us. The people who tell people to be wary about someone else, they're the people that you should be wary about. And anyone who associates with them and listens to them.
Messieurs, nous sommes fiers de vous et de ce que vous avez accompli.
Merci, mon commandant.
Faisons une photo pour la postérité.
Esprit de corps. Over my entire life, I never get sick of observing people who deserve to be named
Quand l'armée
legends.
française a libéré Paris,
And I never get
ils ont
over the
retiré
fact
tous les
that
soldats
people that I
noirs.
encounter in real life, nothing more than
Ils les ont
fucking
remplacés par
worthless
des
trash.
visages plus familiers. Mais moi,
Is there no honor?
je sais ce qu'on a fait. Et à quel prix. Et j'en suis fier.
Fact is that nobody's worthless trash. You need to get over your egotism. sometimes accept that other people are better at you, better at doing things that you think you can do, better at things that doing you wish you could do. And then you should talk to those people and learn from them. Because sometimes in their head, they know what they're doing. They know what you're doing. And you just have to sit down and accept the fact that you need to actually work with people like that to make things better. Unless you just want to keep things the same. If you want to keep things the same, that's your prerogative. But things will leak through. Eventually, your kingdom will be none. No. Some people have instinctual ability in areas that you cannot fathom.
Als ich ein Kind war, wurde eine Gruppe von Jungs im Dorfladen beim Klauen erwischt. Mein Vater war außer sich, als er davon erfuhr. Aber ich habe doch gar nichts gestohlen. Vielleicht, sagte er. Aber du warst dort. Mein Name ist Peter Müller. Kommandant des Tigerpanzers 237. Und ich war dort.
Es ist doch sowieso bald alles vorbei. Müller! Sagen Sie mir, dass wir Nachschub kriegen. Und einen neuen Funker.
Das wäre gelogen, Kerz. Ich lüge niemals, das wissen Sie.
Das ist sehr anständig von Ihnen, Kommandant.
Tja. Kommandanten können Sie es eben im Gegensatz zu Fahren nicht leisten, jeden Mist auszusprechen, der in den Sinn kommt, Schröder.
Ja, Kommandant.
Auf Ihre Position.
Muss der dir eigentlich die ganze Zeit hinterherlaufen wie ein streunender Hund?
Er ist noch ein Kind.
Dann hast du ihm ja bestimmt die Parteilinie erklärt.
Ich habe ihn nur daran erinnert, wer wir sind, Kerz.
Vertrau auf unsere Stärke. Vertrau auf Deutschland. Vertrau auf uns. Und?
Kerz, los geht's.
Warum sprengen wir nicht einfach die Brücke und halten die Amis auf der anderen Seite?
Weil wir uns nicht zurückziehen. Wir rücken vor.
Was passiert mit denen?
Die kriegen das, was sie verdienen. Scheiß Feiglinge.
Gemeinsam sind wir stärker, vergessen Sie das nicht.
Anton 1, vorrücken und unsere Streitkräfte am Bahnhof unterstützen. Anton 1, rücken Sie umgehend zum Bahnhof vor.
Befehl bestätigt.
Please tell me I can actually get inside the thing. Ah, this is what I hate about the later Battlefield games. I mean, like, when I was modding Battlefield, I was always providing a camera exactly where the fucking crewman was supposed to be.
Ja, Kommandant. Anton 1, ein Oberkommando gehen jetzt in Position. Anton 1 geht jetzt in Position.
Alles klar. Aufbruch.
Jawohl, Kommandant.
Kerz, nach rechts. Wir müssen sie flankieren.
Jawohl, Kommandant. Sie scheinen sich schnell zu nähern, Kommandant.
Sie beide halten die Augen offen, damit uns das nicht auch passiert.
Geschützbereit.
Das sind unsere Leute da drüben. Wir müssen ihnen helfen. Fenster im Auge behalten!
Amerikanische Infanterie vor Ort.
Schröder, an das MG-Feuer! Hier durchbrechen! Beeilung, Kerz!
Ich hab gleich. Station voraus.
Alle Mann bereithalten!
frei von Feinden.
Gute Arbeit, Anton 1. Wir wussten, gegen einen Tiger hatten Sie keine Chance. Rücken Sie jetzt auf der Hauptstraße vor und helfen Sie der Infanterie.
Sie haben es gehört, Cats. Vorrücken!
Jawohl! Sherman, Sie rücken vor! Da! Amerikanischer Panzer! Wir haben es geschafft!
Panzer zerstört!
Wir hatten keine Chance gegen uns.
Holen wir uns die Stadt zurück. Wir müssen die Truppen der Amerikaner ausschalten.
Wie stark sind Ihre Verbände? Spielt keine Rolle. Sie sind uns nicht gewachsen.
Ups.
Vorsicht! Sie sind in diesem Gebäude! Ich denke, wir sind startklar!
Fahrzeug nähert sich! Ziele neutralisiert! Vorrücken und Verteidigungen zerstören!
Sie fliehen! Die haben wohl schon einen Tiger gesehen, hä?
Artillerie! Anton 1. Feindliche Artillerie auf dem Hauptplatz. Sofort vorrücken und zerstören.
Befehl bestätigen, Hartmann.
Jawohl! Oberkommando hier Anton 1. Befehl bestätigt. Rücken jetzt zum Ziel vor.
Artillerie anvisieren! Artilleriestellung zerstört. Jetzt machen wir dasselbe mit der anderen.
Ziel ausgeschaltet! Wir sind nicht durch die haben hier eine Menge Gegner, Kommandant.
Gnade ist Schwäche. Ich werde meine Mutter stolz machen.
Alles klar, wir können los.
Das war die letzte Artilleriestellung.
Panzer 1. Feindliche Panzerdivision versucht, den Platz zu umstellen. Sofort angreifen und abwehren.
Mein Gott, das ist eine Falle. Mein Gott, Schnauze, Hartmann.
Kerz, fahren Sie von Deckung zu Deckung. Schröder, Hartmann, ich will, dass jeder Schuss sitzt.
Ah, Berglock.
Boah, das Ding gefällt mir gar nicht. Was ist das?
Keine Ahnung. Soll ich ihn in die Luft jagen, Kommandant?
Scheibenpanzer mit Raketen. Der macht keinen Mucks mehr. Kein Durchschlag. Unsere Lenkung fällt gleich aus. Scheiße, die Panzerung gibt nach. Nicht gut, nicht gut.
An alle Panzereinheiten. Rücken Sie zum Sammelpunkt vor. Attackieren Sie alle feindlichen Einheiten und jagen Sie die Angreifer aus der Stadt.
Kerz, bringen Sie uns zu dieser Position.
Ja, Kommandant.
Langsam, Kerz. Nicht so dicht an die Mauer.
Scheiße! Bringen Sie irgendwas zwischen uns und die!
Sind wieder einsatzbereit.
Ziel zerstört!
Hinterhalt! Feuer! Feuer!
Bestätige Treffer!
Ziel zerstört!
Diese Bastarde sind verrückt! Glaubt an die Stärke und an Deutschland! Einsatzbereit! Bringen Sie uns zur Brücke. Was? Was sagt ihr da? Seid ihr verrückt? Wir dürfen den Angriff nicht abbrechen. Das ist Selbstmord. Wir werden alle draufgehen. Seht ihr das denn nicht? Wir werden hier nur sterben. Das sind einfach zu viele. Beruhig dich, Mann. Herrgott, nochmal.
Ruhe! Alle! Halten Sie den Mund. Wir sind gleich an der Brücke. Machen wir einfach unsere Arbeit. Der Schuss ist abgeprallt! Feuer erwidert!
Die Panzerung hat den Schuss einfach abgefeuert. Erwischt!
Noch mehr Shermans!
Wie viele Panzer haben die wohl?
Ganz ruhig. Wir schaffen das. Sollen sie nur kommen. Sie beschießen uns aus dem Gebäude!
Das Ziel ist erledigt.
Gut, Kerls, legen Sie los!
Ich arbeite dran. Treffer! Schutz mehr. Wo sind die anderen Panzer?
Jetzt sind wir auf uns gestellt. Kerz, folgen Sie den Gleisen.
Alles erledigt.
Schäden überprüfen.
Jawohl.
Statusbericht.
Hier werden wir uns nicht lange halten können. Jemand muss da raus, uns einen Weg suchen.
Schicken Sie Hartmann.
Wovon zur Hölle reden Sie da? Der Mann ist nicht in der Verfassung.
Vertrauen Sie auf unsere Stärke. Das waren doch eure Worte, oder? Keine Schwäche, keine Sentimentalitäten.
Oh, Herrgott nochmal.
Sie sind so wichtig. Das können wir nicht riskieren. Und ich bediene das Geschütz.
Dann mache ich das eben.
Nein, Sie müssen fahren. Aber Hartmann, der ist doch eh eingeschlagen. Austauschbar.
Wollen Sie ihn wirklich da rausschicken?
Hartmann!
Ja?
Steigen Sie aus dem Panzer. Suchen Sie uns da draußen einen Weg ins Freie.
Herrgott nochmal, Müller, nein, der Mann ist nicht in der Verfassung.
Bitte, Peter. Ich kann wirklich
Raus
nicht.
aus dem Panzer, Hartmann. Ich möchte, dass Sie Ihre Pflicht tun. Und das gilt für jeden hier.
Wo ist Hauptmann? Wo ist der hin?
Der desertiert.
Das wissen Sie doch gar nicht.
Ruhe! Hören Sie das?
Bewegung auf 9 Uhr.
Und auf 12 Uhr. Bringen Sie uns raus hier. Wir können doch Hartmann nicht hier lassen. Raus, los!
a minute. Hey, let's celebrate. Basically, we've gone like a certain amount of time. That's some fucking idiot trying to say some shit. Ready for it? Ready? My cat was like, what the fuck? Like, nah, fuck this shit. I'm gonna lie down. Okay. This should be fine.
Schermenpanzer mit Raketen!
Alright.
Treffer bestätigt! Ziel ausgeschaltet! Feindbeschuss! Wie? Melde volle Kampfbereitschaft, Kommandant! Warum kann er nicht einfach Ja sagen?
Da! Feindgeschütz!
Fahrzeug da! Panzerknacker! Deckung, schnell! Vorsicht! Scheiße! Komm schon, Stefan, das ist jetzt echt kein guter Zeitpunkt.
Können Sie es reparieren?
Vielleicht. Dauert aber eine Weile. Was ist mit dem Panzerknacker?
Ernst. Bringen Sie Stefan wieder zum Laufen. Ich schlage mich zu den Flugabwehrgeschützen durch.
Du bist verrückt, Peter!
Außerhalb des Panzers war die Welt unmittelbarer. Der Geruch von Blut und Tod. Ohne meine stählerne Hülle unterschied mich nichts von den Leichen in den Ruinen. Ich war keine gedankenlose, allmächtige Maschine. Einfach nur ein verwundbarer Mann, voller Fehler.
I hope your Ruskies are actually watching this, because the reason you're gonna lose is because me and 50 million other like me grew up with this shit. You really want to fucking press it, Putin. You need to understand. We don't care about your numbers. We can defeat you in detail the minute we decide to. The only difference is, it's actually really disturbing, is that we've only given them just enough. Just enough. Pain. Now, can you imagine what would happen if we gave just enough?
Talking about that woman again. The one everyone's been talking about lately? Sounds like quite a lady. Yeah, well, she might have had a wooden... Someone there?
The best you can do, Pin. Pull back to the 2014 lanes and get ready to give up Crimea. Because if you don't, threaten the world with nuclear war, dude, I can fucking take control of the minds of your entire nation.
What the? Hey, I found something moving over there. Hey, buddy, how about you shut it up? What was it?
You fucking dance in your fucking Russian uniforms here. Go for it, man. I'll fucking end you. And you need to watch for the rest of your life someone will spike your drink. Fucking Novichok. You threaten me with that, and I'll threaten you with that.
A mind playing. Someone there? Someone's here! Let's get him! Go, go, go! Take him away! Nothing! What? Throwing grenade! Firing! Firing
I'm giving you an output. You need to understand this. You need to listen to my words. Belarus. Belarus, yes. Tell ya, man. Going to exile in China. Peyton? Going to exile in China. St. Petersburg. Russia can still exist as a world power. But, Putin, not with you. The reason why I say you can't do it, bro, is because you're a KGB asset. Old school. The only reason you have your asset is because you promote your cooks, your personal security advisors into positions of power. Now, I just want to ask you, Putin, how did that work out for you, Vladimir? And by the way, I'd just like to point out Trump. He's also a cocksucker. So, basically, you're one and the same oligarchs. Trump, are you listening? You listening to what I'm saying? Trump, no offense, but people around the world who aren't stupid Americans, they're kind of like watching what you're doing, and they're looking at the way you you manipulate political currency. Yeah? Yeah, it's great. You want to get a deal. So, yeah, I'll give you a deal. In the next 6 months or so, you've received all the information that you were missing. And right now you're actually focusing all the efforts of the United States on getting immigration. Come on. Are you listening? But you're forgetting about the real-time warfare. The Chinese. You fucking... Sorry, gotta be political. Trump. I understand where you're coming from. The thing is, you don't realize who the real kings are. You don't realize exactly what's going on around the world. Like, for example, the way that you're working with Panama Canal, for example, you do realize that the Panama Canal is fed from fresh water. In other words, every single time a boat is brought up a lock, they have to pump fresh water up to make that boat go. And every single United news outlet, including the Australian news outlet, which is basically the ABC or whatever, but they're like traditionally Labour, they might not actually be thinking about the fact that climate change exists. So, climate change, and you have less fresh water flushing around in that lake system where you actually formed a treaty with Panama. And I understand you're actually coming from saying you might just reseize it because they have to give you priority access. Well, bro, are you so ignorant to actually say the reason you're not getting priority access is because those lakes of warm, fresh water where fishermen get their food and sell that on the open market in Panama? Trump, are you listening to me, bro? Hope you are, because I might not be as rich as you, but I am fucking smarter than you, and you should listen to me, because otherwise I'll make sure that you are dead. Listen. Fresh water is running out on the Panama Canal. Why? Because of climate change, which you refuse to acknowledge. Frack. What, you just gonna do a pipeline for fucking Canada? Down to Panama? Fill their fucking lakes? You're just gonna fucking ruin their country. Unlike you, Trump, as a king, I understand the differences where you are making absolute horrible decisions. And I know exactly how you work, because you will throw them out so that people will rebel against it, and then you will change your policy based on what people say. Now that's actually great. That's democracy, isn't it? But in this case, you have gone too far. I'm giving you a warning, Trump. I'm looking at my watch here. It's about 1.5 years. You want to avoid World War III. It's got nothing to do with you refuse to provide aid to Ukraine. It's got to do with how much of a cunt you are. Because you're a cunt. You put a fucking drug addict in charge of health. You're a cunt. Like, straight up. When it comes to Australia, like when we defend you, yeah, our politicians will actually basically be sitting there and we'll be going, yeah, our politicians will be like, we have never had a stronger relationship with the United States. I spoke to Trump yesterday on a phone call. Well, you didn't speak to me yesterday on a phone call. And, yeah. To be honest, I'm allied with Canada. You know, like the whole Commonwealth thing. So like Australia, Canada, Great Britain. Yeah. You remember that? Back when we were allied? Back when you weren't a fucking retarded piece of shit? So, Trump, I'm sorry for the insults that you give me, but if you can withstand the insults that I've given you, well, I hope you're listening. I'm just a standard Australian bloke. I'm also kind of like key. Hold all the keys, you know? So, Trump. One, after all that bullshit and all those insults, you get Vance under control. First. Second, you tell Putin to suck his dick. Second. Third, I mean, after all those importation, deportation things, if you want to deport the wives of your own supporters, I think that probably you should start with your own wife. Considering that she's like, what, Ukrainian? Russian? And your own MAGA supporters. Because you can't take that particular political aspect and drive Americans who, at a point in time, like 50% of them believed that nobody landed on the moon. I understand your intelligence. You understand mine. But Mossad isn't going to be sitting here and throwing Novichok, killing me. And Russia won't be doing that for you. Now, I want you to think why Russia wouldn't assassinate you. It's because you're America's worst enemy. Pish. Now, I'm watching this because I know that there's about 16 months. I've made predictions. I know exactly what's going to go down. I'm not a fucking popular YouTuber. I know exactly what's going to happen. You're a fucking idiot. Now, if you can accept that and actually just calm down for a second, think. Just remember, if you try to go through for a third term, basically the United States no longer exists. You have 2 terms, buddy. 2. Clock is counting. Got about a year and a half. Don't fuck with me or I won't fuck with you. And that said, you've disappointed me so far. You're opening up fucking Guantanamo? Guantanamo for fucking deports? Do you realize how expensive that is? That's stupid, bro. You know, if you want to deport them, just fucking deport them. But at the same time, you're deporting families, man, and you're running off the KGB playbook. In other words, you are destabilizing America by ripping apart families. This is when I talk to American personnel, they spoke an oath, and Trump, it was not to you. So you need to actually listen, because you're going to radicalize so many people. You're radicalizing the non-radicals, the ones who run the shit. Hope you listen. I'm not going to give you more than one warning, that's it. Because my pride won't allow me to. I'm not going to sit here and like ramble off being a drunk. I'm going to give you one warning. And if you don't meet my expectations, Trump, I'm going to talk to the Chinese. And you won't be able to assassinate me, bro. I'll end your reign before you've even fishing. Guantanamo, the people who can't be accepted by the countries that you're deporting. And they refuse to accept them. Alright, let's just take individuals. And it takes $20,000 a week for those individuals. And you're seeing they're banking up a debt, trying to export people. The countries don't even want them. But without your intervention, they would have been perfectly happy, building up a life in America. You're a fucking twat. I understand what you're saying, because like the most violent. You're like the most violent. The most violent people that won't be accepted. It doesn't work like that, Trump. You're fucking compromised, bro. You're a Russian shell. You've done very good in terms of like actually not being, shall we say, immediately fucking defeated by Putin. So, can you counterbalance the fact that you're a weak cunt on immigration by being a strong man against Putin in Ukraine? Questions. Sounds. I don't know. Got a whole year. I'm giving you a year. 31st of the 1st, 2025. Give you until 30th of the 1st, 2026. You've driven every single company that you've ever run into bankruptcy. Thousands of people's lives, thousands of lives. People committed suicide because they didn't get paid. People's children went into foster care because you threw things into bankruptcy. Companies that you run. You put a fucking cocaine addict in charge of the health system. You put a big dick fucking swinging Marine in charge of the military. When do you actually decide that what you're doing is wrong? I'm not even religious. If there is a chance that anything would be the Antichrist, you would be it. But I'm sure that you're sitting there laughing away at the bank. Fucking Satan on your shoulder. You know exactly what's going through your head. Oh, right. Alright, fuck this shit.
dich stärker. Ich denke, das war's.
Sie Stefan repariert?
Ja, ich musste nur ein wenig basteln. Aber das Funkgerät ist hinüber.
Großartig. Weiter zur vorgeschobenen Basis. Das ist die Basis.
Was jetzt?
Geben Sie mir Deckung, wenn möglich. Ich suche die Dokumente.
Trump will be like, you know, they picked up the N1 carbine. It's the best fucking weapon. Yeah, American, blah, blah, blah. Fucking fuck you. Don't know shit, Trump. Fucking hill spares. You got no fucking cred. Trying to give you some cred.
Jetzt zurück zu Stefan. Das war's. Fahren wir zur Kathedrale.
Irgendwelche Befehle, Kommandant?
Direkt ins Ziel. Shermans. Vorrücken und angreifen. Sherman-Panzer!
Ziel getroffen!
Ziel!
Wo kommt das denn her?
Was zur Hölle?
Gut, Kerz, legen Sie los!
Komm schon, komm schon!
Volltreffer!
Das Ziel ist erledigt!
I'd be fucking watching this drop.
Hartmann? Dieser Idiot!
Halten Sie den Mund. Er hat seine Pflicht getan, wie befohlen.
Seine Pflicht? Nein, er war ein Verräter.
Einer von uns.
Fahren Sie weiter zum Hauptquartier.
Wo sind die? Wo sind die Verteidigungsstellungen? Kommandant, was ist hier los?
Ich werde es herausfinden. Und Sie reißen sich zusammen, Schröder.
Oh mein Gott. Es geht alles den Bach runter. Mensch, Peter, was machen wir denn jetzt?
Wo ist jetzt die große Verteidigung? Hier sollte sie doch sein.
Wir sind allein. Bleiben Sie, wo Sie sind. Ich besorge uns ein intaktes Funkgerät. Sobald meine Männer in Sicherheit sein würden, würde ich Zeit haben, über alles nachzudenken und die Lage zu bewerten. Das redete ich mir jedenfalls ein. Damals habe ich meine eigenen Lügen nicht erkannt.
Achtung! Alle mobilen Einsatzkräfte an der Kathedrale! Verteidigen Sie den Brückenkopf um jeden Preis!
All German forces! The cathedral is surrounded! Lower your weapons! You cannot win this fight! Für Deutschland! Wir sind hier, um Deutschland zu verteidigen!
Verflucht! Sind Sie verrückt? Ruhe! Alle! In Bewegung bleiben oder Deckung suchen!
Wir sind nicht durch die Panzerung gekommen!
Da sind noch mehr! Durchhalten! Sie sind getroffen, fahren aber noch! Weiter feuern! Direkt ins Ziel!
Peter! Wir sind in der Unterzahl! Wir können nicht gewinnen! Halt's Maul, Verräter! Wir dürfen uns nicht ergeben! Wir müssen kämpfen! Wieder einsatzbereit. Ziel ausgeschaltet. Feindliche Panzer nähern sich. Kein Durchschlag. Panzer.
Verdammt! Panzerbüchse!
Wir haben es geschafft. Was zur Hölle? Was ist los?
Wie kommen Sie voran, Kerz?
Komm schon! Komm schon! Da kommen noch mehr Panzer! Bestätigter Treffer! Wir sind getroffen! Wir müssen uns Deckung suchen. Ziel bewegt sich noch. Erwischt! Wir nehmen Stefan auseinander!
Fahren Sie uns in Deckung! Wir haben nicht viel Zeit!
Noch ein Treffer und das war's!
Schaffen da! Treffer!
Der macht keinen Mucks mehr! Der ist gesetzt!
Feuer erwidert, Schreuder!
Mach irgendwas, Peter!
Volltreffer!
Oh, fucking hell. Straight away killed. Alright. So basically the way that we adapt to your destruction of that is quite simple. So you've defeated your enemy. Killed all the tanks. So what the enemy does is that they fester. They learn how to grew. When I say grew, I'm talking about like Gru, like Russian Gru. So I'll play this like I would in real life.
Guter Schuss! Scharmenpanzer! Alles erledigt!
Scheiße!
Scheiße! Schermen!
Wie geht's, Stefan?
Stefan, geht's gut?
Alle Stationen überprüfen und reparieren. Schnell! Die werden sicher nochmal angreifen. Alle Mann auf ihre Positionen.
Artillerie!
Die haben uns markiert. In Deckung. Schnell! Machen wir ein bisschen Boden gut. Zurück zur Versorgungsstation an der Brücke.
Kerst, aufpassen! Tut mir leid, ist ziemlich holprig hier.
Stellen Sie sich gefälligst an.
Komm schon, Stefan, reiß dich zusammen!
Können sie zusammen. Fucking shit uses them.
Die haben uns verraten. Die haben die Brücke gesprengt. Die wollen uns hier verrecken lassen.
Das weißt du nicht, Kerz. Komm, wir müssen jetzt...
Was? Stärke zeigen. Hä? Herrgott doch mal. Sieh dich doch um, Peter. Gott steh uns bei. Alles, woran wir geglaubt haben. Alles, was wir dafür getan haben. Es ist vorbei.
Nein, Kerz. Komm. Tu das nicht, Kerz.
Peter, es ist vorbei.
Er war ein Verräter.
Kurt! Kurt!
Ich weiß, er war Ihr Freund, aber er ist desertiert. Gemeinsam sind wir stärker, richtig? Die Schwachen überleben nicht. Das waren doch Ihre Worte, oder? Sagen Sie es! War das nicht so? Just give up, damn it! Wieder hab ich geglaubt! Sie sollten jetzt zurück in den Panzer steigen!
I was a good soldier. One among many. Firing cruel weapons at strangers in different colored uniforms. In countries that didn't belong to any of us. God help us all. The wheels of war are still turning. Throttles set, engines roaring, armed, fueled, in motion. But against all of that horror, one thing gives me hope. I have glimpsed another world. A world where humanity shines brightly, rising from the ashes of these dark times. Burning with hope, it illuminates a path through this wreckage. A path to somewhere better.